Coming off of the derby win, we were hoping that Milan in this game would start similar like we did versus Inter. And there was a lot of speculation that Milan would struggle in this one. And with the 2-2 draw haunting the memory of us Milan fans, we would start slow in this one. Fonseca actually puts out a strong lineup, actually the exact same lineup as we did versus Inter to close out the game fast, but the first half hour would end up being an absolute snooze fest. And Milan opened up the scoring just shy of the 40th minute thanks to a set piece from Theo Hernandez, and Morata gets ahead on it to score his second goal for Milan. And it's 2 set piece goals in 2 games for Milan, and it's just a breath of fresh air to see Milan be a threat from set pieces and free kicks with the quality of passers that we have taking them. But speaking on Morata, what a player this guy is, bringing in his veteran experience, bringing in his leadership to the team, and the quality that he has as well still is at a top class level. And comparing it to Giroud, we are absolutely feasting with a striker like Morata. And a lot of people were questioning him coming to Milan, but if you look at the reality, he's an absolute perfect fit for us. And he divorced his wife to join Milan, and now he's got the perfect look as well with the shaved head now, and I think he's now entering the skinhead Morata era. After the first goal, the floodgates absolutely opened up, and we're treated to a great combination from our favorite duo, Theo, and it's Rafa that sends in a perfectly weighted through ball into the path of Theo Hernandez, who hits it first time to give us the 2-0. And it was a vintage performance from Theo Hernandez, getting an assist and a goal in this match, but being effective in all fronts as well. And when you see this team be disciplined and play their roles in this system, that's how this system is going to thrive. And much like the Inter game, we saw this team really open up the game and really turn it on at the end of the half to kill the game quick. And with a moment of quality from Rafa, who picks out an insanely good pass, and he now has 3 assists. And it's crazy how much hate this guy gets and how much pressure the fan base puts on him, because how I kind of look at Rafa, I feel like this team is just so well balanced that no player kind of sticks out from the rest. Obviously Pulisic is doing good, but we'll get to him later. But with Rafa, he can produce a moment of magic from absolutely anything. So keeping Rafa in the most positive environment will only bring out the best in not only him, but in the rest of the teammates. And it's absolutely crucial to keep him and to keep us being threatening on both sides of the pitch. And right before the half, a couple of chances missed for Tammy Abraham, being unlucky to hit the woodwork. Would have gave Emerson an assist, but he got robbed. And of course, the Lecce goalkeeper saving a couple as well. But it was Christian Pulisic who gets into the right position at the right time to bag in the 3rd goal of the game. And it's 7 goal contributions in 7 games, guys. And I feel like a broken record in the most positive way possible, but he's absolutely electric this season. And like I was saying, with Leao being a threat on the left, Pulisic being a weapon on the right as well is so refreshing to see. And especially in a team being lethal on both sides after having a mediocre right-hand side for a couple years with Messias and Salamakers, it's just so refreshing to see. And the second half was just us being in cruise control for the rest of the games. And when the subs came in, a thought kind of came to my mind. We talk about Inter kind of having this depth, and we talk about, Juventus and a couple of these other teams having good depth. But off the bench, we had Musa come off. We had Loftus-Cheek, Chukwueze, Julka Jovic, and Bartazagi, despite him getting a red card. We'll get to that later. We know the quality that he could bring, but this team is very well equipped to compete across all 3 fronts, Coppa Italia, Serie A, and Champions League, in my opinion. But nothing much would really happen for the rest of the half. Like I said, we were just in cruise control for the rest of the game. But that Bartazagi red card, say what you want, but I think it is a red card. I just think the tackle just doesn't really need to happen. A little bit aggressive as well. And it's kind of at the point of the game where, like I said, it just doesn't need to happen. So even though he got a piece of the ball, I do think that the referee did the right decision to call it a red card. And Milan finished the game with a very, very mature performance where I feel like previous Milan teams would have maybe struggled in this match. And we kind of did. I mean, last year against Lecce, that, we're up 2-0 and then, we almost throw the game. And but in this match, we put the game to bed early in the first half, and we were in cruise control for the remainder of the game. And we subbed out the starters to kind of get a rest for that Champions League game against Bayer Leverkusen away. So let's go to tops and flops. So top, I'm going to say Theo Hernandez, a vintage performance, being effective across all fronts, getting a goal, getting assist, and I think just overall vibes were immaculate. So Theo 100% is going to be the top of the match. And for flop, it's going to be a little tough just because I feel like the team actually played very well. But I'm going to say Loftus-Cheek. You saw that he struggled in this game, even though he played 40 minutes. I feel like this system just clearly does not get the best out of him. And I definitely do think that he can be a useful asset going forward. But I just feel like in this game, he just really wasn't involved, and he just really wasn't, that bombing threat that we know that he can be. So therefore, he is going to be the flop of the match for me. So just an overview of kind of the situation to close off the video. Just last week, fans were making claims that Milan was in the banter era, and I called bullshit on a couple previous videos, and they all wanted Fonseca to be sacked, and the fan base was so toxic towards players. And you fast forward and you look at the situation just 7 days later, and Fonseca has turned this ship around. And you look at the league, and at the time of the recording this, Milan is in 3rd place. And you look back, and I think we were in 10th place last week. So the situation that kind of looked like a disaster class seems like a distant memory. And I think just overall kind of thing that we must do is stay consistent. And we'll know a lot about this team, especially after that Champions League game we play at Bayer Leverkusen away from home. It's a tough fixture, but I think we'll learn a lot about the team. But we found a system that gets the best out of all players, and we see that the atmosphere in the team is probably the most positive I've seen since probably that deep run that we made in the Champions League going to the semifinals. And you see Theo after the game reassuring fans, saying that he is very happy at the club and he wants to stay. And now you're starting to see positive performances from Fofana, and you're starting to see Emerson, who had a good game. And slowly but surely, we're starting to make a case for ourselves to be a threat in the league. Granted, it's against Lecce, but the signs are there, guys. I think that'll close it out for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure you guys get involved in the comment section below. I want to know your guys' thoughts on kind of Milan in these last couple games. Did Fonseca turn the ship around? What do you guys think about the vintage Theo performance? And also, I wanted to thank you guys for getting 100 subscribers. And I'm just a guy in my bedroom making Milan videos for fun. And, this is just super fun to kind of interact with you guys and kind of, look on Milan Twitter and everything like that. And it's just a joy to do. So I just really have fun making these videos and stuff like that. So, I can't wait to, keep going and, enjoy the season with the rest of you guys. So, yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys check us out on all of our links in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ragazzi.